Hey guys, welcome to this video. And in this video, I'm going to give you an introduction to my channel. It's the it's also an introduction to a project of mine, a small project of mine. And in this project, I'm going to talk about my starting 11 and my whole team. It's a journey of me building my team the way I want it to be, the way I want it to look like, and be like on the field. That is let's say, the ultimate goal of this project. Along with this project, I'm also gonna do some great matches and all those other kind of reviews and stuff, player reviews and all that stuff. To do that as well. What the project is going to be is building a team with my ideology, building a team that works my way, that has players that work my way, or the way I want them to work in as a team. First point is that the team is a unit. It's a single thing that we're going to build. Um, so imagine it as a single system or a single unit. Let's say maybe a car, a boat, maybe an animal, anything, just a single unit. The whole team works together in unity as one. So let's say our team is a boat, for an instance. The 11 players combine to make a boat. The captain of the team is the captain of the ship. I'm not the captain of the ship. I'm just the engineer of the ship. I design the ship, and I don't control the ship. The one that controls the ship is the captain of the team. I just design the ship the way it should work. That is what my job is to do. And if, let's say, the team is a ship, uh, every single player in this team is a part of the ship, with each one of them having a particular job of their own. The team philosophy, the basic philosophy, is a structural approach. Uh, the emphasis is going to be on the structure of the team, how solid the structure of the team is. It's not a fluid team. I mean, it is a fluid team, but within certain parameters and certain range of movements and interchange of position between players. It's going to be a structurally disciplined and solid team at each phase of the game. At uh, at each phase of the game, this team is gonna uh, take on different structure. Of course, for defense, the best structure to go for is the 4-4-2. I do not expect my team to always like take the structure of 4-4-2, because it's not possible in this game for for us to do that. But I can assure you that I can confirm that the basic or the base or the main formation is going to be the 4-3-3 holding formation, the one I'm using in the screen right now. That is the formation that I'm going to use. So there's that. This is the main formation because of the fact that it provides balance and control over the field, over the every phase of the game, even in the attack, even in the midfield areas, even in the defense. It's really good. It can provide you with transitions at defense and at attack. That's why I prefer, and I like, and I stand by very confidently with the 4-3-3 holding formation. So yeah, let me take you to the tactical board and furthermore explain in detail how the team works on the field and how each player contributes to the team. So here we are with the team, and of course the basic like formation is there, and there's also the positions and player play style, player role mentioned with the position. So let me just start with the keeper. The keeper is going to be a short stopper who's also good at sweeping. Yeah, that is a necessity because most of the time our defensive line is going to be high up the pitch like this, which would leave a lot of space behind for our goalkeeper to cover. So sweeper keeping ability for this keeper is also a necessity. So let me uh, give some examples for the sweeper keeper or short stopping sweeper keeper. The example that I'm going to give are players like um, we have Neuer, Prime Neuer, we have Casillas, we have Buffon, we have Peter Cech, we have Schmeichel, and current options we have Donnarumma, we have players like David Raya right now. Yeah, so those are the kinds of players that we're going to need as a keeper in our team. And if we move on to the left back position, here is the left back. So the left back in this team, in this system, is going to be an attacking left back with the comparatively less defensive duties, uh, but with, of course, good defensive abilities, though. Awareness should be great. And also, the one factor that is going to be common among every players in this team is going to be having good ability on the ball, being good on the ball. Every single one of the players in this team must be good on the ball. That is a necessity for this team. So wingback is going to be an attacking wingback who can overlap, underlap, who can cross, who can play, link ups between the players and be a creative option for the team. That is the fullback that we need on the left side. He's going to be a wingback, not a fullback. Yeah, that is what we're going to need as a left back. So examples we have Alfonso Davies, we have Marcelo, we have Roberto Carlos, we also have Grimaldo, and we also have players like, uh, to an extent, we can also see Nuno Mendes. Yeah. And if we move on to the left center back position, what we're going to need here in this position is going to be a holding defender. He's a defensive option. He's a defender. I mean, he gets into tackles, he gets into markings, and he gets into positions. He positions himself clearly, and even though his patience, his hold back ability is not that great as compared to the other center back in our team, he is good at aggression, to be aggressive, to be the one to get into tackles. So players like Maldini, players like Van Dijk, players like Lucio, players like Lisandro Martinez right now, he's also a good example for that. Players like Bastoni. So great defenders who are not aggressive uh, in nature, who are not too aggressive in nature. Those are the kind of players, those are the kind of defenders we need in our team. And if we talk about the right center back, he's going to be a cover center back, really patient, really holding center back who holds back, covers the space behind, marks runners really well. So he should be good at covering and marking players and covering space behind. Players like Bobby Moore, players like, let's say, Kompane, players like uh, Tapsoba, not Tapsoba. Tapsoba is for the left side. Players like Cannavaro, players like Varesi, yeah, those kinds of players who are intelligent and who are more like uh, patient and more uh, as a cover, more are more of a cover option than first first hand defensive options. So those kinds of players are the players that we need on the right side of the center back pair. And for the right back, he's going to be a complete fullback, just up and down, straight drives, more of a direct fullback with higher defensive role than that of attacking role. But he still has really good attacking ability. He doesn't necessarily have to get into the channels. He doesn't necessarily have to underlap, but he should have the ability to underlap or overlap or put crosses. Um, he has more of a holding job to be the third backline or to directly attack from the spaces. That is the job of the right back. He's going to be a complete fullback. Players like Hakimi, Kyle Walker, players like Dumfries, not Dumfries, he doesn't have a defensive awareness for the position. Players like Cafu, players like let's say even Kunde right now, those kinds of players are what we need. Hakimi is the best example because he is good at going up the field, but also great at defending. Yeah, to an extent, also Diego Dalot kind of players who are good physically. Yeah, physical aspect of the game for the right back is also important. They must be physical, as they sometime would have to need to be playing as the you know third defender while counter attack, while dealing with counter attack. So they gotta be physical. The defensive midfielder is by far for me in this system going to be the most important aspect of the game. They are going to be the anchor of the team and must have the ability to play the game or to control the game from the deep, to orchestrate the game from the deep. So he's going to be a deep line playmaker with combination of an anchor with great ball winning and holding, like getting into deep lines situation kind of thing. Examples we have the best example that I can think of right now is going to be Casemiro. Casemiro in his prime. We have Rodri. We have Caicedo. We have Essien. We have Brozovic, who is the best example for this position. Brozovic is the best example. And if we move on to the left center mid, similar to the left back position, but even though he is involved more in the attacking role, the physical attributes or the work rate attribute is similar to the left back. He is more physical and more of an direct player as compared to the right center of the team. So yeah, so players like prime example is going to be Jude Bellingham, Hullet, uh, players like Gundogan, players like um, Rice, players like uh, Cruz, players like who else do we have as an option? Reindeers, players like Gravenberg, those kinds of not Gravenberg, Reindeers for more attacking options and have a lot more ability in attack, but have the work rate to get back and defend as well. Those kinds of players are what we're looking for. Next, we move on to the right center position. These guys are going to be players who are more holding with more defensive discipline than players like Pirlo, players like Pedri, players like Vitinha, players like Modric, players like let's say Bernardo Silva, players who can hold and yet make plays. Players even like Cesc Fabregas, yeah, those kinds of players are what we need in this position, who can combine and become a second defensive midfielder along with the uh, main defensive midfielder, or letting the left center midfielder to get into the attacking midfield role and be best at what he does as an attacking midfielder. So there are quite a lot of structures that the team transitions into in different phase of the game, which we will go through uh, pretty soon. But first, let's talk about the attacking options. The left winger is going to be a direct winger. He's responsible for becoming the sort of a striker for the team in counter attacks and in neutral situations as well, becoming almost as a second striker. Players like prime Cristiano Ronaldo at Madrid, players like Rashford, players like Thierry Henry, players like Rafael Leao, players like Vinicius Junior, who are physical, direct, fast, and has an ability to play as a striker. Those kind of players are what we're talking about. At striker, we are going to need traditional number nines or play traditional number nines. We can play false nine. Players like Benzema, Lewandowski, players like Raul, players like uh, we can also say some extent Gabriel Jesus, I would say, but not really. We need physical players at the number 9 position. Wayne Rooney, we have Drogba, we have a lot of options. Physical number 9s, traditional number 9s, who have somewhat of an ability to play deeper if needed. If needed. And at the right wing, of course, advanced playmakers who can get into the channels, get wide, and put crosses, create plays, combine with other players to get into the field, get inside. Players like Lionel Messi, players like Lamine Yamal, players like Mohamed Salah, players like we can also say Gareth Bale. Yeah, those kinds of players are what we need. Players who are not really uh, a striker or not really a wing back, wide midfielders, but have the ability to play as a wide midfielder or as a central false nine or as a cam. Those kind of players are what you need. And one condition as well is left winger should have right foot as the main foot, and right winger should have left foot as the main foot. Doesn't care about any other thing for weak foot or strong foot preference in any other position other than of course the wing backs or the full back position. Left back should have left foot as a strong foot. Right back should have right foot as a strong foot for better crossing abilities and all those stuff. We can talk about the bench later on, but one thing for sure, in the bench we are going to be having one or two options. Sorry, two options for each outfield positions like defensive line, midfield line, and attacking line. We're going to have two options for each of those lines, and one option for the keeper. Same type of keeper, same sweeper type of keeper. Uh, Defenders, two defenders options for the substitute in the bench, two midfielders in the bench, and two attackers in the bench. The midfield position, uh, the bench would consist of one box-to-box midfielder who can play on the right side of the midfield. Players like Patrick Vieira, Yaya Toure, players like Mateus, those kind of players. Yeah, they want to be on the bench. Players like those are going to be on the bench. So yeah, that's about it for the 11. Uh, let's talk about the structure and the um, how is the system going to work, the ideology, the play style. Let's talk about that. Talking in the next video. Until then, see you.